Today, I want to speak to the continent of Africa about the importance of true freedom. How can it be that over half a century plus ago, different nations in the continent of Africa began to attain their independence and national sovereignty? But then, till this day, there seems to be a situation that have kept African countries in a perpetual despair that do not allow them to actually grow in different dimensions of societal development and civilization. What is freedom without economic freedom? What is freedom without political freedom? In the whole continent of Africa, you hear all types of manner of complaints, left and right, pointing accusing fingers to one another. Why the Western Europeans are the reason why we've not been able to build the continent of Africa, taking our resources away by nodding it back to their own different countries. Why must African people continue to complain after half a century? It is a time for us to rise above the problem that has faced us as a people, to fight back at the problem and devise a strategic solution to solve our own problem. In the continent of Africa, I've heard enough of complaint. It is a time for us to say enough is enough. Let's come together as one people, which we have been since time immemorial, and then devise a strategy to build the continent of Africa that we want. But no man is coming anywhere in the world to build it for us. Anytime you see any man in the continent of Africa, he's here for his own economic benefit. They are here for their own economic benefit and not for yours. They may contribute one or two things, but it doesn't balance trade. So I can, African people, freedom can only be initiated by your own independent thinkings. It can never be given. You have a culture before white men came to this continent. You have your own societal norms, and you can only build through that. I believe that inferior cultures truly must be subjected to a superior culture. But you must understand that there are superior cultures existing in your own territorial geographical locations before you met these people. And what you can do is to study their own ways and take that which will help you to grow and place it in your own. Marry it together so that you can build your countries. African people, no man is coming to change our situation for us. Our education system is in a perpetual jeopardy. Our political system is in a perpetual jeopardy. Our religious system is in a perpetual jeopardy. So how are we going to build Africa when we do not do the right things? Every one of us do everything to the wrong ways, but blame one another. We are the people that are going to change Africa. The only way out is to return to who we are. How come during the antiquities, our fathers built all the things that we had? The ancient times, in the ancient Egypt, in Sudan, in Benin, Nigeria, our ancestors were able to build things that can merge anywhere in the world. And today we do not have that capacity. We are waiting for other nations to come build for us. Why is it that African countries have not been able to develop to the point of Europe and Asia? Why we started blacksmith when these people are still not having clothes in the Western Europe? We missed the track along the way. Our education bases its facts on how many A and B's that you've been able to acquire. It is not how powerful your critical thinking, your innovative ability, your creative ability, and your inventiveness have impacted the society of Africa. How do we believe that someday we'll be able to be like America? How do we believe that someday we'll be like Germany and Japan, or Singapore and China, when we are consistently looking up to these nations to be God to us that saves us from our own caprice of life? We must sign our own treaties of freedom. We must sign our own treaty of destiny, that by all means necessary, all the 54 countries in the continent of Africa must come together on one term and believe that they can, by all means necessary, to build the continent of Africa. For no man anywhere in the world, no woman anywhere in the world is coming to do that for African people. So I'm saying to the younger generation of Africa, the ties and the weight of this lays on you heavily. You must not live like your older people. You must find a way out to change the situation. Otherwise, no man is coming. For you and you alone, that is the power that will change and transform the continent of Africa. The nations in Africa have all it takes to build itself. We don't need any external influence. If we are willing to change Africa in less than 3 to 4 decades, we can do it with the resources you want: oil, diamond, gold, uranium, copper, lithium. Anything you can mention is here in Africa. Yet African people do not understand the concept of how to actually transform this thing into a finished product to support their existing society into growth to whatever they want to become. But no man, Africa, is going to do that for us. And you cannot do that, and that will give you freedom. Freedom that is done verbally, or freedom that is literally written, is not freedom. The whole freedom has to be experienced empirically for us to say, yes, in the continent of Africa we are free. So we can build our own airplanes, we can industrialize our own system, we can export things we finish in Africa, and this is the only way out for African people to be an economic power hub of the world. But no one, my people, no one and no one. So we must by all means necessary unite. We have come together. Let the African Union begin to strategize on how to place a very strategic policy on why we must never allow other continent of Africa to come into Africa and take all our resources away and build whatever they want and return whatever they like into the Africa where we buy it at the exorbitant rate. Enough is enough. It's a time for us to take charge of what we own. It is ours, not any other person. Gaddafi, we say Africa for Africans. I believe as Captain Africa that Africa is for Africa. Whatever we want to give other people, not be a handout. African people are not supposed, that's supposed to be the people that are receiving aids. African people are supposed to be giving aid to the world. We are the richest continent of the world. If any man, anywhere in the world should be successful, it should be African people. Now I call upon us to stand up and achieve our own independence. True independence can never be given by any man. It is taken and tried by yourself and achieve your own sovereignty. I have to stop here. I remain Captain Africa. Ad Astra.